Fantastic. Now, what's happened to the media? I mean, we've got to just come straight out with it. It's supposed to be the government watchdog. It's turned into the new lapdog for the government. What in your mind is going on here?
I first started wondering if all the smart people retired or went and tried to earn better money. And then I started to realize that they can't all be that dumb as to be missing and misreporting the COVID story. In particular, the numbers. There was very specific language, and when you work in media long enough, you know that there's an editing process, and every word matters. And so when I started hearing the shakeup between deaths from COVID and COVID-related deaths, I thought that's a very specific change, and it means something. And why aren't they telling us what it means? COVID-related could mean a symptom that's similar to COVID, but actually has no relation. It's ambiguous, and ambiguity is not what they strive for. So it had to be a top-down directive somewhere along the line for them to so consistently be misreporting this story. And there were many examples of that. The biggest one for me was the truckers' convoy. I was in Ottawa by coincidence, visiting friends. And my initial reaction was to get the heck out of there before I couldn't drive out of town, because I didn't know what 80,000 transport trucks look like on the road, but I knew it wasn't going to be easy for traffic. And I was asked by somebody related to this cause who had a documentary crew following the truckers if I would get a camera and wait for them to arrive. So I would be the second camera as they arrived. So I agreed to do this. And what I saw down there was extraordinary. When I was in my 20s, I used to go to Ottawa for the Canada Day party, which is amazing. And it is just so much fun and happiness and jubilance. And I texted my friend who I was visiting and I said, wow, this is just like when we used to go to Canada Day, except it's 40 below, joking. And she said, well, that's not what I'm seeing on television. And so I went and looked at the television, and there was the American network saying a couple of dozen truckers are outside of Canadian Parliament blocking traffic. Well, I could see and count at least 1,000 on Wellington Street. And I was told that there was as many as 80,000 all over the place. And so why is it a couple of dozen? Why are they telling that incorrectly? And then the Prime Minister, from his hiding place, wherever that was, said, we're not afraid of right-wing extremists. And I thought, wow, there's no sign that this is right-wing extremists. I'm seeing families, I'm seeing kids in strollers. There was a group of African-American evangelists opportunistically handing out Bibles to the group. It felt like the Sunday fair at any small town, except there was tens of thousands of people there.